My girlfriend said, "Your kids from your first marriage aren't my problem," about the college fund. I said, "You're absolutely right." Then I removed her name from my life insurance and made my kids the only beneficiaries. She found out when she asked about our future. I, 38 male, am sitting here with a glass of bourbon, finally processing what happened over the last month. Been with Jessica, 32, for 3 years. Living together for the last 18 months. I have 2 kids from my first marriage, Tyler, 14, and Emma, 12. Their mom passed away from cancer 4 years ago, so it's just been us 3. Jessica knew my kids from day one, met them after 6 months of dating. Everything seemed fine. She wasn't trying to be their mom, just friendly. Kids were cautiously optimistic about her. We all settled into a comfortable routine. Here's where things went sideways. 2 months ago, Tyler started looking at colleges. Kids brilliant, straight A's, robotics club, the works. We were going through potential schools when Jessica walked in. She asked what we were doing. I explained we were planning college visits for next summer. She laughed. Actually laughed. "You're not seriously thinking about paying for his college, are you?" Me? "Of course I am. I've been saving since he was born." "That's like what, 80 grand minimum? For both kids? You could buy a vacation home with that." Tyler just stared at her. Emma was doing homework at the kitchen table and went completely still. Me, the college funds aren't negotiable. They've been set up since before their mom died. Well, what about our future? What about when we have kids? What about it? I'll save for them too. But Tyler and Emma aren't even. She stopped herself, but the damage was done. Me, aren't even what? Look, I'm just saying, your kids from your first marriage aren't my problem. That money could go toward our wedding, our house, our actual future together. The room was dead silent. Tyler grabbed Emma and they went upstairs. I heard Emma crying. I stayed calm, deadly calm. Me, you're absolutely right. They're not your problem. She smiled, thinking she'd won. Exactly. I knew you'd see reason. Me, no, Jessica. You're right that they're not your problem. They're my priority, and if you see them as problems rather than my children, then we have nothing to discuss. The next morning, while she was at her Pilates class, I made some calls. First call. My insurance agent. Removed Jessica as beneficiary on my life insurance policy. Made Tyler and Emma sole beneficiaries with my brother as trustee until they're 25. Second call. My lawyer. Started reviewing what exactly Jessica's legal standing would be if something happened to me. Spoiler alert, as a girlfriend, basically none. Third call. My financial advisor. Moved the kids' college funds into education trusts that only I can access. Not that she ever had access, but I wanted them ironclad protected. Fourth call. My brother. Explained the situation. He agreed to be the kids' guardian if anything happened to me. Jessica had been hinting about getting engaged. She'd even shown me rings. I'd been considering it, honestly. Had even set aside money for a ring. That money just went into Emma's college fund instead. She didn't notice anything for 2 weeks. Life went on. She kept making little comments though. Tyler doesn't really need an expensive school. Community college is just as good. Emma might not even want to go to college. Each comment just reinforced my decision. Then came the conversation. Update 1. Last weekend, Jessica decided we needed to talk about our future. She'd made a whole presentation. I'm not kidding. PowerPoint and everything. House options, wedding venues, timeline for kids. Jessica, so I've been thinking about our 5-year plan. She pulled up her laptop. Slide 1. Our dream wedding, $45,000 budget. Slide 2. Our forever home, $750,000 house. Slide 3, our family planning, 2 kids, private school. Me, this is thorough. I know we haven't talked about it officially, but I think it's time. We should get engaged this year, married next year. I found this gorgeous venue. And how do you see us paying for all this? Well, obviously we'll combine our resources. Your salary, my salary, your savings. My savings are allocated. Right? But once we're married, we can reallocate. The kids will be fine with state schools. There are scholarships. No. No, what do you mean no? I mean no. My kids' education comes first, period. But what about my kids? Our future kids? Any future kids I have will also have college funds, starting from birth, like Tyler and Emma. She slammed the laptop shut. This is ridiculous. You're prioritizing your past over our future. My children aren't my past. They're my present and my future. So where do I fit in? What happens if something happens to you? How am I protected? Ah, there it was. Me protected from what? Jessica, if we're building a life together, I need security. I should be on your life insurance, on the house deed, on everything. We're not married. But we will be. Will we? She stared at me. Are you seriously questioning our relationship over money? I'm questioning our relationship because you called my children not your problem. I apologized for that. She hadn't, actually. When? Look, I didn't mean it that way. How did you mean it? She couldn't answer. That night, she called her mom. I could hear her crying about how I was being unreasonable, how I was choosing my kids over her, how I didn't value our relationship. Her mom was apparently agreeing with everything, telling her she deserved better, that she should be my priority. The next morning, Jessica had a new approach. I've been thinking. You're right, let's compromise. How about this? Keep half the college funds for Tyler and Emma, use the other half for our life together. They can take out loans for the rest. It's character building. No. You won't even consider it? There's nothing to consider. Fine. Then I need to see where I stand. I want to see your will, your insurance policies, everything. Why? Because I've invested 3 years in this relationship. I deserve to know I'm protected. Okay. I showed her everything. The looks on her face as she read through the documents, priceless. I'm not on anything. Correct? Your kids get everything. Correct. When did you change this? I was on your life insurance 6 months ago. Me 2 weeks ago. Right after our conversation about the college funds. Correct. She threw the papers at me. You've already decided to end this, haven't you? Me, you decided that when you called my children a problem. Update 2. Jessica didn't leave immediately. Instead, she launched what I can only describe as a campaign. Phase 1. The guilt trip. She started being super sweet to the kids, buying them gifts, offering to help with homework, making their favorite dinners. Tyler saw right through it. Emma, sweet Emma, tried to be polite. Jessica to Emma. Wouldn't you like a little brother or sister? I guess. Well, that might not happen if your dad keeps being stubborn about money. I shut that down immediately. Told Jessica if she ever tried to manipulate my kids again, she'd be out that night. Phase 2. The seduction. Suddenly, she was wearing lingerie to bed every night, cooking elaborate meals, being extra affectionate, acting like the perfect girlfriend. Even suggested we go look at rings together. I was wrong about the college funds. Keep them. I just want us to be a family. What changed? I realized what's important. You, the kids, us. And my life insurance? Well, obviously that should reflect our commitment to each other. Yeah, no. Phase 3. The ultimatum. When that didn't work, she went nuclear. I think we should see a couples counselor. Okay. She didn't expect that. The counselor was actually helpful. Asked Jessica why she felt entitled to money specifically set aside for my children. Jessica went on a rant about how she's been playing mom for 2 years. She hasn't. How she deserves recognition. For what? How it's unfair that my dead wife's kids get everything. She actually said, dead wife's kids. The counselor's eyebrows hit the ceiling. Counselor, Jessica, do you see Tyler and Emma as your potential stepchildren or as competition? That's not. They're obstacles to the life I planned. Even she realized how bad that sounded. The counselor ended the session by suggesting individual therapy for both of us. Phase 4. The Hail Mary. Last week, Jessica's parents showed up, unannounced. They wanted to talk sense into me. Her dad, Rick. Son, Jessica's a good woman. She deserves security. Me, she has her own job, her own savings. Her mom, Diane? But she's investing her prime years in you. She's free to leave anytime. Rick, after 3 years, you just let her walk away with nothing? She's not my wife. She's not my kid's mom. She's my girlfriend who thinks my children are a financial burden. She didn't mean it like that. How many ways can your kids aren't my problem be interpreted? They tried for 2 hours. Every argument came back to money. What Jessica deserved, what she was entitled to, what she should get. Not once did they mention Tyler or Emma except as financial drains. Tyler heard the whole thing. Later, he asked if Jessica was going to leave. Kid looked relieved when I said probably. Yesterday, Jessica gave me her final ultimatum. Jessica, I've been patient. I've tried to compromise. But I need to know I matter. Either put me back on your life insurance and start treating me like your future wife, or I'm done. Me, okay. Okay, you'll do it? Okay, you're done. She stared at me. You're choosing them over me. Every time. Without hesitation. Forever. You'll regret this. No one else will put up with you having kids. Then I'll stay single. I'm leaving tomorrow. I'll help you pack. She's currently at her sister's, posting cryptic messages on social media about knowing your worth and not settling for less. Her friends are commenting about how she deserves better, how she's better off without the baggage. My kids and I ordered pizza last night. Emma asked if Jessica was coming back. When I said no, she said good. She made me feel weird about asking for new school supplies. Tyler just said, Dad, thanks for choosing us. I didn't choose them. They were never a choice. They're my kids. They always have, always will. Jessica texted me this morning. I'll be getting my things on Saturday. I expect you to be civil. I replied, of course. The kids will be at my brother's. Good. We need to discuss the financial aspects of our separation. What financial aspects? Your name isn't on anything. I contributed to this household for 18 months. You paid $500 a month in rent and bought groceries sometimes. I have receipts. I improved your home. You bought throw pillows. I took care of your kids. You lived in the same house as them. That's not parenting. I'll sue you. For what? She didn't respond. Saturday should be interesting. My brother's coming over to help me pack her stuff beforehand. Everything will be in boxes by the door. Civil, efficient, done. Final update: Saturday was eventful. Jessica showed up with a moving truck and her dad and her sister, and some guy I'd never seen before who she introduced as her advisor. The advisor was actually her friend who was a first-year law student. He tried to hand me some papers. This is a demand for compensation for domestic partnership dissolution. We weren't domestic partners, she was a tenant. She lived here for 18 months. As a tenant, I have a rental agreement. She paid rent. I pulled out the rental agreement we'd signed when she moved in. Jessica had insisted on it herself back then because she wanted to be able to claim part of the rent on her taxes. Funny how that backfired. Jessica went pale. That was just a formality. Me, a legal formality that you insisted on. They tried to argue she was entitled to various items in the house. I had receipts for everything. The TV? Bought it before we met. The couch? Same. The kitchen appliances? All mine. Jessica, what about the decorations? The artwork? Me, your stuff is in these boxes. I pointed to the neatly labeled boxes by the door. She started going through them, getting increasingly agitated. Jessica, where's the air fryer? Me, that was a Christmas gift to me. From my kids. The Vitamix? I bought that. Here's the receipt. She tried to push past me into the house. I need to check you haven't taken anything of mine. Everything of yours is in those boxes. You're not entering my home. Rick stepped forward. Now, son, be reasonable. Me, I am being reasonable. She has all her belongings. She has no legal right to enter my home. The law student tried to get involved again. She has established residency rights. She had tenancy rights. Had. Past tense. She voluntarily vacated 5 days ago. She removed her essential items and stayed elsewhere. Legally, she abandoned tenancy. The kid looked confused and started frantically Googling on his phone. Then Jessica played what she thought was her ace. Fine, but I want the $500 back for the vacation deposit. Context. 6 months ago, she'd put a deposit down for a couple's resort vacation for my birthday. My 39th birthday is next month. The non-refundable deposit for the trip you booked without asking me? I was trying to surprise you. With a trip to a couple's resort during Tyler's robotics championship, which I told you about 8 months ago. She had no response to that. Then came the real kicker. Her sister Melissa decided to chime in. Melissa, you know she turned down Kevin for you, right? Who's Kevin? The surgeon she was dating before you. He was going to propose. She chose you instead. Melissa, shut up. He has his own practice now. Just bought a house in the hills. No kids either. Jessica turned on her sister. Why would you say that? Melissa, because you're embarrassing yourself. You knew he had kids. You knew they were his priority. You thought you could change him. The truth comes out. Rick tried one more time. What about all the time she invested? She made a choice. I didn't force her to stay. She knew my priorities. The law student finally looked up from his phone. Jessica, he's right about the tenancy thing. They loaded the boxes. As they were leaving, Jessica turned back one last time. Jessica, you're making a huge mistake. No woman will want a man who puts his kids first. Me? Then I'll stay single. They're not even yours biologically. Your dead wife probably cheated. Record scratch. Everyone froze. Even her family looked horrified. Me, very calmly, get off my property. Rick actually apologized as they left. That was uncalled for. I'm sorry. After they left, I called my brother to bring the kids home. Tyler had been worried I might cave. Emma just wanted to know if her room was safe. Jessica had once suggested converting it to an office. Plot twist. Kevin, the Surgeon X? He messaged me on social media that night. Kevin, hey man, heard you dodged the Jessica bullet. Drinks on me if you want to compare notes. Turns out Jessica pulled the same thing with him. Tried to get him to put her on his house deed after a year of dating. When he refused, she gave him an ultimatum. He chose the house. We actually did get drinks. Kevin's a good dude. He told me Jessica has a pattern. Finds successful single guys, moves in quick, then tries to secure assets. She'd done it at least twice before us. Kevin, the kids thing is new though, shows she's escalating. Me, or desperate. She's 32 and her plan isn't working. Thank God for that. It's been a week now. The house is peaceful. Tyler's back to focusing on his robotics. Emma's not walking on eggshells anymore. Jessica unblocked me yesterday just to send one last message. I hope you're happy dying alone. I replied, I'm not alone. I have my kids. Then I blocked her. The college funds are safe. The kids are happy. The throw pillows are gone. Small victories. And Tyler's robotics team just qualified for state championships. Jessica was right about one thing. The kids aren't her problem. They're my privilege. And anyone who doesn't understand that doesn't deserve a place in our lives. Oh, and that vacation deposit? It was actually refundable with 30 days notice. I called the resort, got the money back. It's going into Emma's college fund. Because that's what parents do. We choose our kids every time.